Welcome back to 1011 News at Noon. Joining us now is State Treasurer Tom Briese. State Treasurer, thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for having me. Great to be here.
Yeah, and today we're talking about a recently created commission announced by the governor. He announced newly appointed people to make up this commission, and you are one of them.
Yes.
Yeah, so what is that commission tasked with?
It's a School Financing Review Commission, and really the purpose of the commission is to provide recommendations to the legislature for ways to improve upon our school funding model in Nebraska. And I served in the legislature for 7 years, and we made significant progress on property tax relief and reform, but there's more work to be done. We still have a property tax problem in Nebraska, and the root of that problem is the state's failure to properly fund K-12 schools in Nebraska. For years and decades even, the state has passed on the burden of funding K-12 education to local property taxpayers, and that has created the crisis, and that needs to change. Now, I can't speak for the entire commission, but I do think the goal of this commission should be to provide recommendations to improve upon and enhance the quality of K-12 education in Nebraska, while at the same time removing the burden of paying for that from the local property taxpayers. And anything short of that goal, the commission's not trying hard enough. You know, I'm not talking about the state taking over schools. I'm talking about the state taking over the funding of the schools. Still have your local school boards to maintain local control, but if the state would take over the funding of K-12 education in Nebraska, that could solve the property tax crisis in our state, and that, in my view, should be the goal of this commission.
Yeah, and of the commission, there's 18 members of it, so like you mentioned, one of a few on the commission.
Yes.
When will you all start meeting and tackling this issue?
We're going to meet in early August, so we're going to get going, and I would suggest to all Nebraskans, you know, keep an eye on what we're doing, keep an eye on what we're coming up with, and weigh into your elected officials or weigh into members of the commission as to what you think ought to be done. But in my view, that is the roadmap to solving the property tax crisis in Nebraska. That should be the goal of the commission, for the state to fund K-12 education, still maintain local control, not the state taking over schools, but simply the funding. And that would solve the crisis in Nebraska, and that's what the goal needs to be, in my view.
Yeah, we'll have to keep up with that commission. Also, though, we want to talk about happening this week, this Friday. We're celebrating a very special milestone for the Enable Savings Program, 10 years.
You bet. The Enable Savings Program is a savings program for folks with disabilities patterned after our college savings program. Been in place for 10 years now. It's growing rapidly. It's a very popular program. It's a great way to save for disability-related expenses. Significant tax benefits to doing it this way. Your dollars can be professionally managed. Been doing this for 10 years, growing exponentially, and we're going to begin celebrating the 10-year anniversary of this program. The legislation was passed in Nebraska in 2015, implemented in 2016, and we're going to have an event here on August 1st out at the Sandhills Global Youth Complex at 4 o'clock, and the public's invited to attend. And should be a nice event.
Well, wonderful. Congratulations on that milestone. I'm sure it'll be a great event.
You bet.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes, Mr. Briese, thank you so much for being here.
You bet. Thanks for having me.
Yes, and we will be right back with one final check of our hot forecast today with Brad. Stay with us.